What's up everyone? So today we're gonna repair the brake caliper leak on the SC. First thing, since this is my toolbox and all my tools are back here, I wanna flip the car around. There you go, it was easy. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we gotta jack up that side. I bought a caliper rebuild kit from Rock Auto, it was like $4. Anyway, so I bought a caliper rebuild kit from Rock Auto. It was like $4. I bought it twice from Amazon. One was $29, the other was $34. Both of them got delivered to the wrong house. I got refunded, so that was God acting in my interest. Enough yapping. Let's just pull the caliper and see if it's leaking from either the pistons or whatever, because in that case, the rebuild kit will be what we need. If it's not, then we got to see where it's leaking from and if it's even fixable. Having this mat over like this, like I can put anything on here because all my tools, they're not gonna break. But as soon as I pull that out, all my stuff is intact. I have that little bungee cord that sort of keeps everything stable, and like it's all here. I kind of love this. I love this little setup. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like work truck, but then I still have full use of my trunk. And I forgot how far deep in the diff is on this car. The BMW is like right here. Let's see, it's like, I don't know, under there. I can't even see the jack. But fam, these are my super rusty brakes, and I've already visually confirmed that my caliper is leaking from the piston. You can see that's super wet over there, and it's not wet anywhere over here. So unfortunately, I will have to obviously remove the brake line, but at least it's not the brake line that's leaking, it's just a caliper, so I can rebuild this. I've removed the caliper. It's only 2 bolts. I didn't even realize I didn't have to remove this until I just did it. Now it's just the brake line, the banjo bolt, and that's it. I'm just gonna do this over the thing. I might even put this caliper back on, to be honest, and loosen that bolt so that I'm not just trying to release that and holding the caliper awkwardly. Nice, so these are all 14s, if anyone's wondering. I undid the banjo bolt. No fluid came out, so then I put the caliper down like this, and all the fluid came out on the floor, on the driveway, and not on the actual pan. So hopefully that'll be okay. I'll just zip tie this up, so then it won't keep leaking, hopefully. Beautiful, a work of art. So this is the situation. This is my caliper. It goes on like so on the wheel. And now it's just filled with brake fluid, but you can clearly see that this section over here is particularly dirty. The rebuild kit basically just consists of this rubber seal and things. Oh my God, almost got killed. The rebuild kit just consists of this rubber seal and others like it. There's a little snap ring, I'll show you guys, but it's just, sounds like, oh, it's a crazy thing, it's a caliper rebuild kit, but really you're just applying these little O-ring seals, and that's it, and then you can put it back in. First of all, I'm going to try and break loose this bleeder screw, because if it doesn't break loose, then there's no point to any of this. There you go. Yep. Broke right in there. Well, I guess there's no point to any of this now. The joys of drift car ownership. I really wanted to even learn how to rebuild calipers, especially because it's pretty easy, but mostly just because I've waited so long to get this caliper rebuild kit. But I don't want to deal with this. Like, it broke flush. So I can't believe this, but it seems like Advance has brake calipers for the SC really close, so I might just go buy them. All right, so it seems like Advance and AutoZone both don't carry these calipers, so Rock Auto it is. At this point, I'm Rock Auto's #1 customer. So I couldn't get my parts, so we're gonna go get some pizza.
Pizza! Pizza's better than parts. Well, right now.
What's up, guys? So my caliper came in. It actually looks really cool. It's in this gunmetal gray color, which I hope stays. I hope it doesn't either become super rusty or whatever. Basically, I just worked 2 12-hour shifts in the last 2 days, and I have my green card interview tomorrow. So there's absolutely no stress at all to put this caliper on. Anyway, oh yeah, and I also have a massive eye infection, which is part of the reason why I'm wearing these sunglasses, but also just because it's sunny and I want eye protection. The bracket, let's take the caliper bracket off, and then put the caliper on, hook everything up, and see if I can bleed this alone, which I have done before, even though I never recorded it. I had this 2001 Chevy Blazer when my Jetta, that you guys only saw for one video, when my Jetta needed a radiator replacement, I took that Blazer to Connecticut, 2 hours away. What's going on? It was 2 hours away each way, mind you. And in after the first hour of me going there, my brake line popped. So I had to pull into a Chipotle parking lot in Stamford, which is very far from where I live, go get a brake line made by a shop. So I never touched brakes before, aside from pads. I came back, placed a brake line, put brake fluid in, and then I had to bleed it. So I figured out a way that worked. I think we'll be able to do it today again. It's like March 10th. It's gonna snow next week still, but right now it's like 70 degrees. It's actually 16 Celsius, but I have no idea how much that is in Fahrenheit. So I'm just spitballing it, like 70 degrees. But cool, let's get this done. All right, so obviously this is still all assembled. Yeah, they look good, they look similar. They look like it's the same actual part, so we're good. Let's put this on. All right, so I got the new caliper started. Took me way too long to figure out where each of these brackets go because they're different, but basically make sure that these always stick out. So it's really cool because now you can see these springs in action, because if I press these in like that, the springs sort of push them out. So that's, you know, them doing what they're supposed to do. And another thing, now the caliper is installed, I just bolted in the screws. You want to make sure if yours doesn't, that these little pockets over here are packed with grease, because if not, your brake pads will stick. You can see here, this is clearly greased up because it's moving very freely. You can feel it. Also, if you're doing this on your SC, this little hook over here, that goes into the caliper in that specific spot. Beautiful, so that's all done. Doesn't seem to be leaking. Time to start bleeding it. All right, guys, well, it's a different day. My eyes are getting better. I probably had some sort of viral conjunctivitis or something, but I'm good now. And I've determined my caliper is bad. And here's what I did. This was really empty, so I filled it up just to make sure that there was like fluid able to go into the lines, and the lines over here. Then I cracked open each of these individually, not at the same time, to make sure, you know, so when I pressed the brakes, fluid came out of both of these, and then I tightened them up to the other one, so master cylinder is good. And then I had a thought, well, if I remove the bleeder screw from the caliper, nothing comes out. But let me see if I loosen the banjo bolt, brake fluid comes out, and look at what happens. So I'm gonna do some acrobatics over here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I start stepping on the brakes. Where is it? See it over here? That is brake fluid leaking down. So basically, my master's fine, my lines are fine, everything up to here is fine. So somewhere in here, maybe that piston is seized in and the piston is even blocking the way to the other thing. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think about right now. And Amityville Firestone does it again. So basically, I was looking in here and you couldn't really see it from the phone camera. I tried to show it, but the flash of the phone just doesn't work that way. But basically where the bleeder screw goes, there was just some sort of, I don't know, there was just a little piece of metal, a little piece of casting. The guy in there just looked at it, poked it out, and it was good. I didn't think to try to poke it out, but I guess sometimes we all need a good poke. All right, let's give this a shot for the umpteenth time. Oh no, bro. Every time I turn on my camera, I swear to God. This will look. Press that a bunch. Put this over here and crack this thing loose. Already got some fluid out. Means it works. Already getting brake pressure, which is a huge improvement. Which is a huge improvement over last time. Little squirt. Oh, I think starting to get close. It's not that stiff yet, but I'm actually gonna refill some brake fluid. Awesome, so this wheel is bled completely. The brakes still feel sort of spongy, and I think it's because I checked the master. So I'm actually gonna do what I did when I first bled brakes, which is I'm gonna bleed them from the master cylinder. That way I'm sure that all the air bubbles that are in front also like aren't there anymore. So basically it's the same process, but instead of doing the bleeder screw, you just crack those bolts open and do the same thing. Yep. Got a bunch of air bubbles. Got a bunch of air bubbles and almost stripped this nut, so I gotta be careful with that one. Cool. Awesome. And the brake system is bled, dirty. That's how I like it. Let's put her back together. No. So I've stolen the battery out of the 36. I was going to put it in here, but I just remembered I don't have a battery tray for this car because I put that on that car and it's bolted in such a way that it's going to be a real hassle to remove and put on again. So I'm just going to turn the car on, make sure it works. Just do a quick drive around the block and then I'm going to park it again. Smoking a little bit. I wonder if it's because I tried to start it and it didn't happen, so there was some gas in the chambers and the pistons. Hopefully that's what it was. Hopefully I don't have any like valve stems or spark plugs or whatever leaking oil, but I do have a header leak though. I remember that. So when I get in, the brakes go all the way down, so I should probably bleed a little more. So the throttle cable is sticking, and only under heavy throttle there's a misfire. I think we got it now. Let me turn the car on before I jack it down. Especially because I crunched this frame rail. Look at this pinch weld. Crunched that completely. There's no pinch weld left under there. That was fun. Honestly, the brakes feel pretty good. Man, I forgot how sexy this car is. Yeah, the brakes feel great, feel a lot better. Braking feels super precise, not spongy at all. Car feels great to drive. I can't wait to get a battery tray. Wow, look at that. That is some crazy amount of rust. I can't wait to get a battery tray so I can actually drive this thing on the road, because I think it's road ready. The fact that it's misfiring, it's definitely old spark plugs. Like the spark plugs in this probably not been changed in a long time. I also have a new fuel filter. I know that these with old and clogged fuel filters, they can start to sputter under like wide open throttle, and it was already starting to do that, especially now that, you know, it was really cold, the car has not been driven at all. All the gunk probably sort of settled and froze into place, and it's probably like all disgusting. I can't wait to swap the filter on that, swap the plugs, hopefully that'll be a lot better. I also got some new O2 sensors because when Andrew did my exhaust, fragile thing, but the tips of the O2 sensors are super fragile. And there was a clip of him throwing my old O2 sensors in a box. So they might have been damaged. I don't care at all, but I did get a new one to put in there. I only got one because they're like $100 or something, and he spliced them together, but I just saw that the connectors are separate still, so I might have to get another one. Anyway, we'll get to that in the next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you when I have battery tray. Peace.